Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. So I have not been doing a lot of rimfire shooting. I've been practicing more on centerfire and pistol and working on some 3-gun stuff for some upcoming 3-gun events. However, I haven't forgotten about 22. There's actually a match I'm shooting this weekend with Kenneth E. over at Desert Precision Gunworks, and he did not build this rifle. What I'm here to talk to you about today is a product made by Ivey Shooting. Big shout out to Steven, the owner of the company. Now guys, this is made in the USA. And if you're into ELR shooting, whether it's centerfire or rimfire, you might want to take a look at this mount. So stay tuned. So with this Ivey mount, it will allow you to be able to shoot your centerfire out to about 3,000 yards, depending on the caliber. And with your rimfire, you can go beyond 700 without any issues. Now, it is offered in a couple different configurations. The one that I got from Steven is the RTM 60 mil. So it adds 60 mils. You also have a 200 MOA for minute of angle, and these are your options from 30 to 34 millimeter to 34 Schmidt and Bender, 40, 36, and 35 in no specific order. So what I'm going to show you is how fast this thing works and how repeatable it is. I have this mounted up on top of a Voodoo V22 with an MPA. It does have a Tangent Theta professional marksman on it, and we're just going to shoot it out to 400 very quickly without ever touching the dial on top. It's a pretty ingenious setup. Price point on this is $945, so it is not a cheap venture. Now, when I did testing the other day with it, I had a 40 MOA base, adding that 60 at 700 yards is right on target. Now remember, I still had all the elevation left within the scope. So if you're into that ELR, if you want to play around with it and shoot your 22s out to 700, 800, 900 yards or 1,000 yards, this is going to be an option for you. So let's go take a look and see how it works. So taking a look at the mount up close, you're going to see that the rings are very reminiscent of an F3R machine mount. I don't think they have any relationship whatsoever, but the look is very similar. What you're going to notice as well are these big, large knobs here. This is for locking so that this does not move. So right now it's in the loose position. If I rotate this in, now this will lock so that I can't rotate it easily. Okay, it won't do a hard stop lock from what I've seen. And then as far as the actual indicators on here, it looks very similar to a set of micrometers. What you'll also notice is you have half mil increments. So that's going to make it very, very quick and easy. So you can go basically -1 mil below your zero. So I have a 50-yard zero set for the rifle with 0 on the turret. This will shoot a dead 0. And then if I needed to go to 10 mils very quickly, I could easily, let me go ahead and get this focused. If I needed to go to 10 mils very quickly, there's 10 mils. And it's very easy to see on the side here on where you're at. Remember, this goes all the way to 60 mils. Once I come all the way back down, it will retain the 0. I've done enough testing with that, so it's very, very quick. All right, so for this demo, I'm going to show you the target locations and I'll show you the controls just so you know where we're at. So right here is the 100. That's 200. That's 250, 3. We're going to skip straight to 350 and then 400 yards right there, okay? So that'll be the course of fire. I want you to watch how fast this is. Guys, I realize you could just hold over. However, you're going to run out of reticle. Even if you zoom all the way down to where you can't make out the numbers on your first focal plane scope, you're going to run out of reticle at these ELR distances. I'm only going to do this demo out to 400 yards, but you'll understand what I mean by being able to dial so quickly. So here we go. All right, so we're going to shoot some Ely bullseye. I have 10 rounds. I just want you guys to see how quick this is rather than reaching up and dialing. Yes, I've got to reach up, but remember, I'm going half mil increments. I'm going to place the microphone here on the end, so hopefully you can hear the target steels when they hit. And we will see what this looks like. I'm going to pretend we just shot at 50 yards. We have this set on 0. This is set on 0 for the elevation turret. To go from 50 to 100 yards with a rimfire, you're looking at about 1.5 mil. That's 15 clicks, which isn't that far on these small indexes, but you still have to do that. But what if you could only do it with 3 clicks? Because you go half, 1, 1.5. So what I'll do is I'll run the targets out. Hopefully you guys will hear the impacts, or these guys will call impacts for me. So we're going to pretend we just shot at 50 yards. As a matter of fact, I'll simulate that. So we're gonna shoot at 50, then we're gonna move to 100. So here we go. 50 yards, go. Now we're gonna go to 1.5, which is my 100-yard zero. It's an impact, and then we're gonna go to 200 yards, which is 6.4. We'll just go to 6.5. A tenth isn't gonna make that much of a difference. Impact. Now we're gonna just skip all the way to 350. That's 16.5. So there's 16.5. Hopefully I get my wind call right on the first shot. Dead primer. Impact. And then we're gonna go to 400 yards, which is 20.5 mils. There's 20.5. I'll hold 1.2 mils, right? Impact. All right, so you can see how useful this can be. I mean, this is something you could leave on your scope. I think you could use it for any type of ELR shooting, whether it's PRS rimfire, Precision Rifle Series, or the National Rifle League 22X. It does put your center line of your bore over your scope quite a bit more, okay? You're gonna be looking at about 3 inches or 2.5. It does have this tensioner, but it always returns back depending on how many mils you've put in there. I believe it does have its place, and it's made in the USA outside of Tennessee. Big shout out to Steven. Got to get this back to him, but man, this is pretty cool. And being able to shoot out to 1,000 yards with their 22 is pretty darn awesome. Hope you guys like this. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great one.